Hello, this is Yogeshwar again, and I'm back with another topic which is kind of related to my earlier video on Aruda Lagna. And if you are watching this video, and if you have not watched my earlier video on Aruda Lagna, I will recommend that please watch that first, because like I said, this is related to my earlier video. And this video is on Upapada, and Upapada is actually a concept which has been used mostly by the second generation to Sage Parashara, which is Sage Jaimini, very extensively. As I've also mentioned in my earlier video, that the concept of Aruda Lagna, although has been described by both the sages, Sage Parashara and Sage Jaimini. Sage Jaimini has used it more extensively, and Upapada is also related to the Aruda Lagna. And Upapada Lagna, and I'm using now Upapada Lagna because Upapada Lagna is a Lagna of the 12th house. As we've discussed in our earlier video on Aruda Lagna, we have discussed the Aruda Lagna of all the 12 houses, and Upapada Lagna is nothing else but the Aruda Lagna of the 12th house. And what is the Aruda Lagna? Aruda Lagna is the image. Aruda Lagna is the mirror as the world perceives you. So related to the 12th house, how the world perceives you, how people perceive you, related to the 12th house. And the 12th house is a house of expenditure, as we all know. And the 12th house is the house where our energies are going. So Sage Jaimini has extensively discussed the Upapada Lagna related to a person's marriage and life partner, and sometimes with children as well. Why has he taken the Upapada Lagna related to discussions on the married life of a person? That is the question. And the answer to that is because once a person gets married, most of his energies, because it's a lifelong partnerships, most of his energies are going towards his or her spouse. And that's the reason why Sage Jaimini has come out with several sutras, several shlokas, which describe certain combination of planets related to the Upapada Lagna, or the Upapada per se, which describes that person's marriage. And like I said, sometimes with children as well, but most of the person's energies are going towards the marriage, and how the world perceives that person spending his energies towards his spouse, his marriage, or how the world perceives his happiness that is coming out from his marriage or his partnership with his spouse. So this is what Sage Jaimini has written in his sutras, and if you apply these in your readings, you will realize that it is really, really accurate. So one of the first sutra which Sage Jaimini has mentioned is how to find out the Upapada. And I've already explained that in my previous video and this video as well, that Upapada Lagna is nothing but the Aruda Lagna of the 12th house. And how to calculate the Aruda Lagna is described and detailed in my previous video. And as Sage Parashara goes along to explain through his sutras about the Upapada, he says in the next sutra that in case the Upapada has an aspect of an evil planet, or in case the Upapada Lagna has an evil conjunction of planets, or in case the second from the Upapada has an evil planet, the person's wife will die, or he will leave Grahastha ashram, or Grahastha ashram means his married life. His Grahastha is when a person is undergoing his married life, or a householder's life, to be precise, and he becomes an ascetic or a sannyasi. So that is what the sutra says, that in case the Upapada, either it should have an evil conjunction of planets, or if it has an aspect of evil planet, or if the second from the Upapada has an evil planet sitting in it, his wife will die, or he will leave his household and become an ascetic or a sannyasi. Now, why has Sage Parashara said the second from the Upapada as well as the Upapada? We can understand Upapada because Upapada is what the world perceives, where his energies are going, and if there is an evil planet or an evil conjunction or an evil aspect on the Upapada, then the person may lose his wife or lose his married happiness per se. But why is Sage Parashara saying that even if there is an evil planet second from the Upapada, the same conditions will apply, the same results will be felt? It's because the second house is actually a house which nourishes the first house. If you go to my video on Argalas, you will see that the second house is actually a house where any planet sitting, the second from any house or planet, actually has an argala on that house, meaning it has an effect on that house, and it's a positive effect in case there is a benefic sitting a second from any house, or in case there is a malefic sitting from a house, the second from any house, then there is a malefic effect or a malefic argala. So try to connect this sutra or this video with my earlier video on argalas. So I'll recommend go and watch that. Why Sage Parashara has given importance to the argala as well as the second from the argala, because the second from the argala nourishes that house in case it's related to a benefic planet, and it destroys that house in case an evil planet is sitting in the second from any house. So that explains this sutra of Sage Jaimini. And the next sutra says that in case the second from Upapada is occupied by sun, it does not become a malefic. So Sage Parashara is explaining, Sage Jaimini is explaining here that do not consider sun as an evil planet in case you are considering the Upapada and the effects of that person related to his marriage, as far as considering the second house from Upapada is concerned, meaning which in case sun is sitting in the second house from the Upapada, it will not give malefic effects. The next sutra, what Sage Jaimini describes, that in case there are beneficial aspects or conjunctions in either the Upapada or the second from Upapada, there should not be any evil results related to that person's marriage or his married life. So it's actually nothing but he's talking about the same sutras which he has described earlier. The next sutra of Sage Jaimini says that in case the second from Upapada has a conjunction of a debilitated planet, there will be death to his wife. But he has also said that there will be a death to his wife when the evil planet, which is sitting in the second from the Upapada's period or dasha comes. Then he says that there will surely be death of the wife. So try to kind of relate it to your readings, your Vedic astrological readings, which you do, and I'm pretty sure that it'll come out very, very close to reality. But do not just predict the death of a wife based on this sutra. Then of course you will go into the readings of the wife's chart. You will go into looking at the 7th house of that person whom you're studying. So astrology has to be taken as a totality. It should not be taken as if you're just picking up one sutra or one shloka from a sage and then applying it, and if it does not come true, you will start to question the authenticity of that statement from that rishi. No, you have to look at it in totality. You have to look at the wife's chart. You have to look at the longevity in the wife's chart. You have to look at other factors related to the 7th house of that person, and then come to a conclusion. All these sutras help us in a clearer understanding and an accurate prediction. Another sutra, or the next sutra, which Sage Parashara describes is that in case there is an exalted planet in the second from Upapada, or if the second falls in an exalted Navansha, the person will have many wives, which he's taking it as a positive thing. And in those days and ages, maybe having several wives was considered positive, not definitely in today's age. So this is what Sage Parashara says. In case a planet is exalted in the second from Upapada, the person can have many wives. So meaning which he'll enjoy more marital bliss maybe in that day and age. Another sutra which Sage Parashara described is that in case the second from the Upapada falls in Mithuna Rashi, or Mithuna would mean Gemini as a zodiac, the person will have many wives. And this also Sage Jaimini is considering as a positive thing, meaning which in that day and age maybe having many wives meant more marital happiness. Another sutra which Sage Jaimini mentioned, that in case the second from Upapada is combined by Atmakaraka, and you know what Atmakaraka is. Go back to my previous videos, you'll know what Atmakaraka is. And Atmakaraka is a planet which has the highest degree in the birth chart. So Sage Jaimini says that in case the second from the Upapada is combined with the Atmakaraka or by the lord of that same second house, the person will have no wife in the latter part of his life, that he may lose his wife towards the end. Next sutra which Sage Jaimini describes is that in case the lord of the second from Upapada is exalted, his wife will be from a very respectable family. And the next sutra which Sage Jaimini says that in case the lord of the second from Upapada joins a debilitated sign, meaning which it's in debilitation, this case will be reversed, that the wife may not come from a very respectable family. The next sutra which Sage Jaimini describes is, and try to remember, I mean, I know it's not easy to remember these sutras, but because there are several of them. And like I said, just don't base your calculations or predictions related to a married life of a person just by the Jaimini Sutras. Go into other considerations as well, like the Navansha chart, the seventh house, the chart of the wife, so on and so forth. But these sutras definitely will help. So the next sutra which Sage Jaimini talks about is that in case the second from the Upapada has an aspect of a benefic planet, or in case there are benefic conjunctions, meaning with that there are planets sitting in the second from the Upapada who are benefics, or which are benefics, the wife will be very beautiful. The next sutra which Sage Jaimini talks about is that in case Saturn and Rahu both occupy the second house from Upapada, or they aspect the second house from Upapada, the wife may die or may be rejected by the husband for social reasons, or maybe, you know, some kind of a scandal or something. So that's one very important sutra which Sage Jaimini has described related to the marriage and the wife of the person. Another sutra which Sage Jaimini says is that in case Venus and Ketu occupy the second from Upapada, the wife will suffer from complaints related to blood. Maybe there could be problems related to her health which are connected to blood. That's what Sage Jaimini is saying. Another sutra which Sage Jaimini talks about is, or another Jaimini sutra is rather, that in case the second from Upapada has an aspect or conjunction of Mercury and Ketu, the wives of that person will suffer from a disease related to her bones. So if you see a conjunction of Mercury and Ketu in the second from the Upapada, there could be problems related to his wife, or there could be problems related to bones as far as his wife is concerned. Another sutra which Sage Jaimini talks about is that in case Saturn, Sun and Rahu, all three, join or aspect the second house from Upapada, the wife will suffer from fever, and it could be chronic. Another sutra, or the next sutra which Sage Jaimini talks about, is that in case the second from the Upapada is conjoined by Ketu and Mercury, or if it's aspected by Ketu and Mercury, the wife may become overweight. There could be accumulation of fat in the body. So I could go on, and I don't want to go through all the sutras because Jaimini has described a lot of sutras related to the Upapada and the second from Upapada as far as the person's married life is concerned. Like I'll go with another sutra here, that in case the second from Upapada falls in the Rashi of Kanya or Virgo or Libra or Tula, and has the aspect of Saturn and Rahu, the wife will suffer from defective limbs. So like I said, you know, there are several sutras, Jaimini sutras, written about the Upapada and the second house from Upapada as far as married life or the wife partner is concerned. And I will recommend go and read those sutras. The more you read, the better you will get, because these sutras are coming directly from the sages thousands of years ago, and you will get more and more close to what your predictions will be. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will recommend subscribe to my channel and check out my website. There is a link below, and I will see you soon. Thank you.